What's up, YouTube? You're watching Steel City MotoVlogs. This is Derrick T, your host, and I'm out here on my usual Friday workday commute. Actually, it's only 11:30 in the morning, and I'm on my way to my last appointment for the day. The rest of the day will be spent working from home, getting paperwork done. But it is a nice day, so I wanted to get out and do some riding. It's probably in the 50s right now. I think the high is supposed to be like 62 or 63 today. So it's a good day to be out. I'm having some technical issues right now. Out of the clear blue sky, my camera is no longer charging with the battery pack while it's recording. That used to never be the case. I would plug it into the media mod and the battery would juice it whether or not it was recording, and now I have to stop the session in order for the camera to charge. It's almost like it just decided it didn't want to do it like that anymore. So I'm going to have to fool with some settings and see what the problem is there. I really don't like when technology just doesn't do the thing it was designed to do. Like, that's something that really frustrates me. Frustrates the hell out of me, I won't lie. Like, it would be one thing if the setup never actually worked and I was trying to get it to do something it wasn't designed to do. But that's not the case. I just discovered today, out of all days, when I came out and tried to do some shooting, that it wasn't going to work like that. So my battery on my GoPro, these terrible batteries that they have, it's sitting at like 20% right now, which means I'm not going to get to really shoot from this view too much. And Lord knows how the audio is coming out. I just don't know. So I'm going to have to go home and play around with it a little bit. It has really, really been a frustrating thing to me lately. It's just my MotoVlog setup, particularly with the audio, is just not been terribly cooperative in the last few videos. And I really don't want to put any more money into buying new components and all kind of stuff. I really don't want to do it like that. So I'm going to have to figure something out. I just don't know what that something is going to be yet. And I've even watched several MotoVlog setup videos. I've even created a few of my own. So I can't even say I'm interested in scouring YouTube to find out what the best setup is. Actually, my best setup is very similar to the videos that I watch on it. So I don't know. If you have any suggestions, please drop them in the comments. It's a little bit of a cry for help, but it's also just a vent session too. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't venting right now. Yesterday I got out and I did some riding, and I didn't even record. I didn't even take the cameras with me. I just went out and just enjoyed being on the ride. And let me tell you, that produced a few different feelings. First of all, there was a freedom in it that was like, okay, I'm not really on camera. I'm not worried about how this is going to turn out. So my mind was a little bit free from paying attention to all the technical aspects on one end. So I was happy about that. But then I'd be lying if I said I wasn't feeling just a little guilty too. I was like, why am I feeling bad for not recording this right now? Like, that's footage that I could be using at some point in the future, and I'm not getting it right now. So yeah, I was a little torn between the two. Have you ever, this is for the motovloggers out there, have you ever just gone out and rode without motovlogging? And how did you feel about that? How do you feel about it? You know, we're kind of trained to gather as much content as we can possibly gather, because you never know what you could create out of it, or what you could miss for that matter. But yesterday I rode for about 3 hours and recorded none of it. And part of it felt good, but then part of it kind of felt, I was feeling guilty, like there was a job that I wasn't doing for some reason too. But drop a comment. Let's have that conversation. Some of you are probably watching this video and thinking, I've seen this video before, and I promise you haven't. This just so happens to be the same commute to the same place, because after all, that's what work is, right? You go to the same place all the time. I go to a number of different places for work, but you're not watching a repeat of footage that I've used in other videos. This is actually the way to the particular client's home that I go to visit. So yeah, the scenery looks the same. That's the reason why. Alrighty, what's happened, YouTube? I'm back, and my appointment is over, and I'm actually done for the day as far as going to visit people. Now I've got to go home and catch up on the whole paperwork aspect. So maybe I'll stop and grab a bite to eat along the way. One of these days, one of my non-working days, I'm going to have to come back here and just test out the roads. Just from my short commute to work, these little twisties are fun. And I'm sure there's miles and miles and miles of them back in this area. As an Uber driver, I used to come back here and get lost on trips all the time. So you don't want to be back here in the dark. These roads get really, really dark at night, and there's deer all over the place. Definitely want to hit it in the daytime, but I'm gonna have to come back here and shoot a video just hitting the twisties back here. To do for lunch. I'm a pretty easy person to please when it comes to decisions like that. There's a Five Guys not too far from here. That sounds like the plan. Yep, I'm thinking Five Guys. Of course, it's 12:50 right now. Here's the rest of the day, the plan for the rest of the day. It's just about 1 o'clock, 10 minutes before 1. I've got to pick my kids up at 2:45. And the first thing that they're going to say when they get in the car is going to be, "Daddy, we're hungry." So maybe I should just wait until I get them, and then we can all eat together. I guess it doesn't really make any sense to eat right now. My daughter wants to see the new Sonic movie. as well. I can't say I'm terribly excited about that, but this one ain't about me. So the theater is at a local mall, and so we'll be able to walk in the food court and get a bite to eat before the show. We'll just do it like that. I heard some beeping just now. I wonder if that was the Acaso. I wonder if the battery went out. It probably did. Back to putting the max up there, because at least it gives me a screen that I can see what it's doing. That and the audio comes through a little bit better, even though I'm not putting a mic directly into the max. It still catches a little bit of the audio around it a whole lot better than the Acaso does. So what are you doing, dude?
All right, what's up, y'all? I had to step in here real quick and add this little clip because I was steady fussing, and I'm talking about earlier in the video. I was really beside myself with the technology because it just wasn't doing what I thought it was supposed to do. And meanwhile, I figured out once again that my wounds were pretty much self-inflicted. Here's the reason why the camera wasn't charging while it was recording. Here's the GoPro Hero 8 Black, and I have the door off of it obviously so that it will fit into the media mod here. Those of you all who use media mod know what I'm talking about. But in order for this camera to be charged and run completely off of the battery pack that's on the helmet, this battery can't be in it. And then when I plug into here, into the media mod, and I run a USB, the USB-C in here, sorry, then the battery will 100% operate the camera by itself. What that does for me is it gives me roughly in 1080, if I'm recording in 1080, it gives me roughly about 4 to 5 hours worth of recording time without going dead. And so obviously no GoPro battery is going to give you that kind of recording time. So that was what I was expecting it to do. I just didn't realize that I had left the battery inside of it. And so, you know, again, self-inflicted wound, but hey, problem solved. So that's going to be it for today's episode. Thanks for watching again. I'm Derrick T, your host. You're watching Steel City MotoVlogs. You all be safe out there until I see you again.